Excuse me, do you know why we pulled you over today? Exactly, it's because you're not subscribed. So you better fix that right now, or we're gonna have to take you in. Let's keep it pumping. This one is about the Mac Pro and the Pro Display XDR. I don't know why I always say Apple Pro XDR display. I always put the XDR in the middle. Pro XDR display. But apparently it's the Pro Display XDR. Anyways, here's what we know about it. And Sharon is going to give you guys a full lowdown of what 9to5Mac is reporting on this topic. Let's keep it bumping.
Here's what we know about Apple's plans for the Mac Pro and Pro Display XDR. Apple's 2-year transition to its own silicon is finally over, except for one product, the Mac Pro. Another one that isn't part of the Mac silicon transition but users are eager to know where it's heading next is the Pro Display XDR. Both of these products were introduced by Apple during the WWDC 19 and were aimed at the most demanding customers. Here's a roundup of Apple's plans for the next Mac Pro and Pro Display XDR.
Yeah, so I would probably say that let's talk predictions right before we get into the article. I would say it's going to be a little bit smaller. Probably going to hold a little bit of the same design. Now these holes are not completely necessary because obviously Apple Silicon is going to run much cooler. Or, well, I'm not even sure because like people are saying that they're going to melt like 4 M1 Maxes or 2 M1 Ultrons together. So, holy shit. I mean, if you look at the Mac Studio, that's a thick boy. That's a thick boy. Anyways, that is going to be amazing. So maybe they do need the fans, but it could be smaller, right? It's still going to be a desktop that you might want to put on the ground, not on your desk, but a little bit smaller maybe. So that would be cool. It would be even more amazing if you just have the old body as well and just buy a little modular that you can just take out the motherboard and whatever. You just put that in and you just have an M1 Ultra Duo. I don't know how they're going to call it, but that's my prediction. Fingers crossed for WWDC. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be at WWDC. A lot of people say that, but a lot of people say that a lot is coming at WWDC, so I'm not sure. I'm going to keep you guys busy with our friend Sharon here because I need to find a charger. Keep it pumping.
It was in November of 2020 that Apple started the 2-year transition to its own silicon. The company concluded it by March of 2022, after introducing the new Mac Studio, which 9to5Mac exclusively reported on. By the end of the peak performance event, Apple also teased that a Mac Pro with its own silicon is also in the works, although the company didn't have anything else to share at the moment. Bloomberg has been reporting since last May that Apple is working on an all-new Mac Pro with 40 cores. Codenamed Jade 2C Die and Jade 4C Die, a redesigned Mac Pro is planned to come in 20 or 40 computing core variations, made up of 16 high-performance or 32 high-performance cores and 4 or 8 high-efficiency cores. The chips would also include either 64-core or 128-core options for graphics. The computing core counts top the 28-core maximum offered by today's Intel Mac Pro chips, while the higher-end graphics chips would replace parts now made by Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. About the Mac Pro design, Bloomberg says it is expected to look like a smaller version of the current design. What about the Pro Display XDR?
Excuse me, I was still on mute. Yeah, I would say that obviously the smaller design is something that has been out there for quite some time. But yeah, I agree with that prediction because why waste so much space if you don't need it? Anyways, this is going to be quite a machine, boys. This is going to be quite a machine. If you look at the Jade 2C die and the Jade 4C die, which is which allegedly the last one 4C die is then the double Ultra, M1 Ultra, or maybe M2 Ultra, like nobody knows, but that's wild. That's insane. 28-core GPU poggers. Yeah, definitely poggers. That's insane. That's an insane number. I mean, I've never seen a GPU with that many cores. I feel like that's impossible. I also don't know what you need that for. Maybe MKBHD does. I certainly don't. So yeah, that's definitely insane. And also, like, don't forget the 40 computing cores, dude. That's insane, especially for multi-threaded performance. Duh. I'm not sure about the single core. Maybe they find a way, especially with the M2, if it is based on the M2, to bump up the single core as well. But yeah, multi-core is going to be insane, and that's why you probably buy these devices, right, for multi-core performance. And the single core score is not bad at all. Don't worry about that.
What about the Pro Display XDR? In July, 9to5Mac exclusively reported that Apple has been working on a new external display with a dedicated A13 chip and also a neural engine, which we now know it's a studio display. 9to5Mac also exclusively reported that Apple is in the works on another display. This time, it could replace the Pro Display XDR with a 7K panel. While it's unclear whether the new Apple Studio display is a replacement for the Pro Display XDR or a new option in the lineup with distinct features, people familiar with the matter told 9to5Mac that the new display has a 7K resolution. By comparison, Pro Display XDR has a 32-inch 6K 6016x3384 panel with 218 pixels per inch. A higher resolution could mean that the new Apple Studio display will have a higher pixel density of 245 ppi, or that it will keep the same 218 ppi as the Pro Display XDR, but on a larger 36-inch panel.
Holy shit, 36-inch, that's insane. That's big. That's flippin' big, boys. I mean, 32 is already big. I have the Studio display, 27-inch, which is completely fine with me. But yeah, maybe a 30-inch, 32-inch would be a nice upgrade. 36, holy shit, that's insane. That's mental. That's absolutely crazy. Anyways, what do we have here? What are they going to do with the next Pro display? Just promotion? I'm not sure. Well, apparently not just promotion. I mean, they're going to bump up the resolution. They're going to bump up the screen size. Probably give it promotion, right? But I'm not completely sure if there is a. They might have to buy a proprietary cable for that. So I'm not sure if they have a. If there's a proprietary if there's a cable that can handle the bandwidth of 7K and 120 Hertz. But I mean, they could give it promotion for the lower resolutions, right? That would be cool. I don't know. 7K is going 7K. Okay, interesting. 7K is going to be sick for MKBHD. Yeah, this is probably the only person that I can think of. I have the Mac Studio now. I'm good. Yeah, probably. Like, I have the Mac Studio as well. The Mac Studio with M1 Max is the one that I kept here, and Adora, which is the developer for the company that I have, it has the Ultra. So, in the office. So that's interesting. So yeah, I would say the Mac Studio is enough for people like probably like you and me. I'm not sure what work you do, but for most people, like even the MacBook Pro that I'm using right now to stream this on, which also has the M1 Max with 64 gigabytes of RAM. The Mac Studio is the standard version, but like with 32 gigabytes of RAM, if I'm not mistaken. Also, this is the fully decked out M1 Max with 32-core GPU. Is it 32? Yeah, I think it's 32. And the other one has 24 cores on GPU. It's just the standard version, the cheapest one that we could buy because it was just, just an easy click. We just wanted to compare the two, and we kept both, so it's fine. But it's more than enough. More than enough.
Analysts Ming-Kai Kuo and Ross Young have different views of what the Pro Display XDR could feature, as we reported in March. In fact, Ross Young says that he expects a 27-inch mini LED display to arrive from Apple as soon as June, at 5K resolution. Their analyst firm believes production has already started. However, Ming-Chi Kuo suggested the exact opposite, tweeting that Apple may not launch new mini LED products this year due to high-cost concerns. One thing is for sure, Apple is working on a new Mac Pro and at least another Pro display. Are you excited about these products' launch, or do you think Apple's current lineup is enough for your need?
Yeah, I would say Apple's current lineup is enough for my personal need. We're probably going to buy the Mac Pro just for testing and for the office, for the people that are excited for it. But yeah, no, we're definitely not going to need it. But we're fans. Anyways, fuck it. I think this is interesting. It's probably only going to be something that actual production studios with like sick footage, insane, like, I don't know, like I don't even know what you need, what you need that for. But yeah, this is probably stuff that is not in our. It's not for the target audience. Is not us, probably. I would say. I'm not sure what work you're all doing, but for just having a 1080p stream and editing that in Final Cut Pro, don't worry about it. I'm fine. So, anyways, dev overkill, like not even a question. Yeah, I would say so too. It's that's insane. It's just insane. Maybe people at Pixar, lol. Yeah, people at Pixar. I mean, those animations need some. I mean, that's insane. That's insane processing power and GPU power that they're using there as well. But, yeah, for the most part, like, this is just going to be sensational, and everyone's going to look at the numbers and say, "Holy shit, the Apple Silicon is capable of that! Holy shit, that's insane!" But for the most part, most people are probably not going to buy it, and it's probably going to be expensive. So, anyways. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it pumping. We are here talking about